Welcome back, my lovely beans. Today we will do a Yareli video. Yareli is one of my favorite frames, so I thought, why not showing you some love? I mean, you deserve love anyway, but also Yareli deserves some love. I do actually own 2 Yarelis because I thought one is not enough, so I will show you some builds for her. I explained to you her abilities, why I think she's actually great, because damage vulnerability is, amazing, and I hope you will test and enjoy her afterwards. So enjoy, and thank you so much for watching. For Yareli's abilities. Yareli's first ability is Seasoners. With Seasoners, she casts a cluster of 5 water globs or balls that are 5 meters in front of her. They will hit enemies in a direct line of sight between 15 to 30 meters, and they will travel with the speed of 12.8 meters per second. You can cast in total up to 15 Seasoners at the same time. Enemies protected by Overguard still get targeted by Seasoners. They will still get inflicted of all effects except the card control, so they will not get picked up, but they still get, the damage vulnerability. Seasoners stay up for 20 seconds. Once splashed onto an enemy, the globes burst apart, releasing bubbles that envelope the snared enemies on an aerial cryostatus for 6 to 12 seconds and inflict cold damage. And that will add an extra 25 to 100% damage vulnerability. Seasoners damage and damage increase per second benefits from ability strength and duration. Merlina. Merlina, upon activation, you are invulnerable for 4 seconds. That is actually used by a lot of people for iframing. It doesn't matter if you use an argument and don't ride her, or if you actually ride Merlina. During this time, all incoming damage is actually added to the total health of Merlina. Merlina is acting as a health redirection, so Merlina takes most of the damage instead of Yareli while active. When actively riding on Merlina, when dismounting, Yareli is an extra 1 second invulnerable. While riding Merlina, Yareli is able to collect pickups. Merlina has a base health of minimum 3k up to 7.5k and protects Yareli with a redirection of 90% of damage. The redirection lasts until Merlina's health is depleted, and then you can simply recast Merlina. Merlina is not affected by mods like Total Eclipse or Adaptation, but Merlina's armor can be technically strengthened by blue Archon Shards if you wish to do that. In total, Merlina has 2 arguments. One is lower Merlina, you disable the riding part, and it now shoots Seasoners if you have a positive efficiency. The cooldown of that ability is actually reduced. The second argument is Merlina Guardian. Enemies killed while being affected by Seasoners actually heal Merlina, and you have increased reload speed and fire rate, but you still ride Merlina. Aqua Blades. Aqua Blades are 3 swirling whirlwinds of Aqua Blades. They are based off duration with a minimum of 25 seconds and have a radius of 5 meters. You sadly can't change the radius. It will hit enemies in an interval of 3 consecutive hits within 0.5 seconds. It applies slash damage with 100% status chance and is based off strength with a base strength of 300 scaling upwards. It doesn't require line of sight to hit and cannot be recast while active, so you actually have to wait till it completely is worn off. It does have an argument called Surging Blades. It allows to recast while active to throw a single piercing blade dealing extra damage. Riptide. That is technically a water whirl cyclone that you can cast within 25 to 40 meters at the location you're looking at. Enemies within 50 meters getting sucked into. They stay within there for 4 to 10 seconds and they're getting cold damage on it. You can detonate the cyclone by pressing the ability button again and you applying cold damage to them. The total damage is mathed out by total damage is cold damage times 1 plus ability strength times 1 plus 0.5 numbers of enemies. So technically, you want to try to hit as many enemies at the same time as possible to get the maximum amount of strength out of Riptide. Which is, especially in the beginning, interesting if you try to block a path with Riptide. I own 2 Yareli, so if you see the amount of formers swapping during the showcase of builds, don't get surprised. One of my Yarelis has an absurd amount of formers in it because I'm currently trying to 100 former that Yareli. There's no benefit of 100 former a frame. I just do that for fun, so please ignore that. For builds, we have a classic strength comfortable build with growing power. Here, technically, you can run whatever you want. You can technically run either Hold Stamp if you want or Pistol Amp if you want, because the passive of Yareli is that she gains 200% critical chance for secondary weapons when she's been moving for at least 1.5 seconds. I forgot to mention that earlier. So her running with secondaries is technically the best thing. So running her with Pistol Amp is really good. Always Hold Stamp is really good. I just simply prefer running her with Growing Power, but that is absolutely up to you. Then for this build, we're running Duration for Raw, running Humble Intensify and Agar Secret for more strength. We're running Streamline for efficiency. Why do you want to have no negative efficiency? Because when you're running Loyal Merlina, you will not ride Merlina anymore, and Merlina will cast Sea Snares. And if you actually hover over that, you will see the cooldown of how many times Merlina is actually casting the Sea Snares, the cooldown. It's currently 1.4 seconds, and if you take this away, it is going up to 2. So technically, you want to run a lot of efficiency, or like at least no negative efficiency, to have as much CC as possible with Merlina. And since that is like, kind of a comfortable build for me, I prefer that. Equilibrium for positive energy again. Power Drift. Here you can run Prime Sure-Footed. That was like at a point where I didn't care for that. Same with Arcane Blessing. If you're wondering why I run Arcane Blessing, that is a build where I do a lot of missions with. So I don't want to step into poison and simply, die. So that's why Arcane Blessing. Mold Argument to like have more on my raw ability when I go longer in any missions. Instead of Arcane Blessing, you can run Mold Efficiency. You can run Velocity if you want to. You can run Precision if you want to. You can literally swap a Blessing out with whatever you want. That is the second build. It is pretty much the same as the first, but I don't run as much efficiency, so you really immediately see how the cooldown of Merlina is higher with 2.5 seconds, but I do have a higher strength build on this one. Once again, you can swap out Growing Power if you want to. I do not actively have a Subsume here, so that is a no Subsume build. You could put, once again, Roar over the 4. Keep in mind that is a build specifically where you would Subsume over the Roar, since I am running Searching Blades. That is a double argument build. Here in this build, I'm running Mold Efficiency simply out of comfort. But besides that, no difference. The last build, if you're wondering, it's called Silence. I'm specifically running Silence since this one I am using to hunt Liches. Yareli is one of my favorite frames to actually hunt Liches because of the damage vulnerability you get with Sea Snares. When enemies get hit by Sea Snares, you have damage vulnerability. So the enemies are, less tanky, if you want to say so. So, kind of nice. Not that I really need it, but they're also getting CCs, so you can, pick up your Liches or your sisters, whoever you want to, hunt at that time. So I prefer that. That together with, Silence is a absolute gorgeous combination, in my opinion. So once again, growing power, feel free to swap that out to whatever you want. Once again, holster amp or pistol amp would be great for here. Obviously, you can also use Brief Respite if you feel like it. Once again, Arcane Blessing just in case I'm running a Toxic or Radiation Lich. Then Duration, Strength, Streamline. Why Strength? Because the damage vulnerability scaling off of Strength. Rolling Guard for the oopsies, or if I get red procced, because it cleanses also like all status effects. Preparation simply because I had the former for the, double argument on. Also like I start with more energy at the beginning, so not the worst. Argo Secrets for more strength also helps with the energy economy. That together with the shield gating of the 4 seconds is gorgeous. Sure-footed, I don't own Prime Sure-footed. Only 150 more days, then we are there. And that will be a silence bit. Now, after the other builds, and now you will see why I do actually own 2 Yarelis, because my Void Cascade build did not, fit on the first one. And that is my Void Cascade build that I do enjoy running in Void Cascade. We are doing the classic shield gating. As you know, we are running Prime Redirection. It does actually have to be Prime Redirection to have 2.5% invulnerability. If you only run Redirection, you will have not the whole 2.5, you will only have 2.2. But that is also absolutely enough thanks to the 4 seconds of invulnerability for casting Merlina. You do want to have for that build some casting speed. Together with Vigilant Vigor and Fast Deflection, it's absolutely enough. Rolling Guard for the oopsies, low Marina. You want to have some duration, equilibrium, and arcane stretch. For the energy economy, also for sea snares. And a little bit of range for the silence. Technically Riptide for, some extra crowd control if you need to. And Sure-footed for the knockdown. Once again, here, if you need to, you can run any other argument. Or like any other aura mod, not argument. I did not need extra damage. I was running it with the Furies for the extra CC. That was a gorgeous combination. I am running here Arcane Precision and Arcane Aegis. Gorgeous run. Then there's no need. That was a tank build. If you all know the tank from 1999. I can't tell you why I have it on. If you need a good tank build to do this one you can literally run on every tank. I can't tell you why I have it on. It is on. It's working. And a beginner build. This build is fitting. You see a lot of reds. Don't worry, I tested it out. It does work. Once again, Dreamer's Bond. Why do I not, suggest any other mod than Dreamer's Bond? Because I think I checked it. Pistol amp drops from the Apophix, and holster amp drops from is a Nightwave. Holster amp is Nightwave. Obviously, holster amp you could farm earlier because Nightwave is an option if you want to do that. But also, why I would not suggest holster amp because Yareli starts with a V polarity in the aura mod, so you would also need to aura form her. And I simply don't want to suggest that for a beginner. So, run Dreamer's Bond. It's absolutely fine. You get health regen and energy regen. It's not a lot, but it can keep you alive. Once again, Intensify for a little bit of strength. Flow for the energy max. Same with Equilibrium. Streamline for, the efficiency. Fast Deflection for the shield gating because of the 2 with the 4 seconds invulnerability and the damage reduction. I would highly suggest that you try, if you want to play Merlina, to get low Merlina, simply because it will help you a lot and it makes playing Yareli a lot more comfortable. Stretch if you want to. Stretch, I would say, is definitely the one that you can swap out here. That's the mod where I say stretch is not needed. Yes, technically the 1 and the 4 is based off of stretch, but it's not really needed. And duration to make the build a bit more comfortable. So if you want to swap out stretch for anything else, definitely go for it. But that's a classic beginner guide or beginner build. For shards, that's the shards that I run for Void Cascade that are like increase critical chance by 1.7 seconds every time you kill an enemy affected by heat status. That's for the Furious with Parker Velocity and Casting. And 2 green shards, you might wondering, yes, I run a Heat Furious, and the green stacks are from priming that you're using. So I prime, get my corrosive stacks on the enemy, and then I kill with your Furious. Most of the time, killing with my Furious was already enough, so technically, you know, maybe a Tau for screen would be enough, and you could put on here whatever you want, maybe an extra, you know, orange shards to make sure that you actually get the 100% crit. So pair Yareli with any secondary that you like and you're good to go. Getting Yareli is a bit annoying because besides that you need to do the Wave Rider quest, you also need to research all of the parts in the Vanquish lab in the dojo. Because from the quest you will only unlock it and get the blueprint. And then you need to do the research in the clan. So maybe look for a clan that already did that part. So you only need to do the Wave Rider quest. For the Wave Rider quest, I definitely would suggest to look up like little tricks on YouTube, because there are like some videos that explain how to do most of it like really nicely and easy. So you don't struggle as much to do most of the parts.